Hi guys, it's Barnaby for Spurred On. I'm here at wonderful White Hart Lane for the Tottenham Hotspur versus Aston Villa Monday Night Football. I've got Chris Cowan with me for our team news reaction video. Chris, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you, yeah.
Feeling confident?
Very confident. Why not?
Why not? Exactly. Hold on. Let's just get to this team news first. So, as expected, it's the same team as the Bournemouth game. Sorry. So that is Hugo Lloris in goal, Kyle Walker at right back, Toby and Jan centre backs, with Danny Rose keeping his place at left back ahead of Ben Davis. Then Dele Alli and Eric Dyer in central midfield, with Eric Lamela, Christian Eriksen and Moussa Dembele just behind Harry Kane. Now, of course, we turned Bournemouth over 5-1 away in an incident-packed last Sunday. Are you surprised that it's the same team, or is that what you'd expect?
Completely what I expected. I think it's a very strong team. I'm really glad that Harry Kane's back to goal-scoring form. I know we were gifted a few goals last weekend, but so what? You know, we scored 5 goals away from home. You know, going into this match, you know, we played 11. We played 10, haven't we? Played 10, won 4, drawn 5. We've only lost 1, and that was the opening day of the season. So, you know, hopefully we can carry that on and you know, remain unbeaten for quite a few weeks to come.
Okay, not to try and ruin anything, but I'm going to bring up a stat that I read today that says in the last 3 seasons, Spurs have lost their first home game in November at home, which is why I said home, against teams we'd have expected to beat. I think it was Stoke last year, do you remember that one? Yeah. And it was Aston Villa 3 seasons ago, I can't remember who it was between. It seems to me like what I would describe as old Spurs might find a way to make a game like this difficult. Is there anything, you know, we're playing Aston Villa who are bottom of the league, is there anything that strikes you as that being a possibility, or is this a new, under Pochettino, with the young, hungry squad, game that we're going to make sure we don't slip up on?
Well, I think, you know, in these first 10 games of this season, I think we, you know, all Spurs fans who are used to these sorts of things, losing 1-0 in these matches, I would hope now that, you know, we've turned that corner and things are completely different. And these are games, really, that we should be winning comfortably. You know, we're at home. Villa have lost their last, four matches or so. You know, the bottom of the league. No manager. You know, they've appointed the former Gooner today as the manager. But, you know, these are games, really, we should be winning, you know, 2-3 or even 4-0 comfortably. Yeah. So hopefully that will be the case.
Yeah, what would be amazing is if somehow we could get a couple of early goals and actually relax. It seems hard to relax, although I have to say I was at Bournemouth and, you know, I think we were 3-1 up at half-time, and yet still being a Spurs fan, I felt, oh, God, what if they get the next goal?
Yeah, I would hope today that, you know, we score early. You know, even get 1 or 2 goals, you know, go in half-time, perhaps 2-0 up, you know, make a few substitutions. You know, we've got a tough week this week, Anderlecht at home Thursday, and, of course, Arsenal away on Sunday. You know, we're all hoping we're going to win all 3 games this week, but, you know, they're all difficult games. You know, we just want to do a professional job and get the points.
Yeah, totally. So I'm gonna bring up an age-old issue for me. Lamela, I didn't think he was very good at the start of the season. Then he had a couple of games. Obviously, the Man City game was excellent. We were all like, it's coming, it's coming. And then I feel the last few games it's dropped off slightly. I don't want to get on his back because I know there are plenty of people who are really behind him, really love him. We all want it to work for him. You know, are you seeing the same things I am? Or you know, is tonight going to be a night where he turns it on for us again?
Completely. You know, he hasn't had a great time at Spurs since he signed, you know, for certainly that big money sum as well. The best I've ever seen him play was against Man City, you know, where we turned them over 4-1, and he was, you know, at the heart of all the great action there. But, you know, for how much we paid for him, we do want to see that a little bit more. I want to see that a little bit more. I've probably expected too much of him, but I don't know whether it's just me and you that see that, because everyone around me seems to be a great Lamela fan, and they seem to see things that perhaps, you know, I know we don't all agree on the same things, but I think he needs to deliver a little bit more than he has been.
I do too, and it makes me wonder, I think I've said it before, I'm going to ask again, is there something from above Pochettino saying he has to play? Because, you know, we've got a lot of options behind that front man, but Lamela seems to be a mainstay whenever he's fit. Is there something coming from above, like from Levy even?
Perhaps there is, but we'll never know. But I do believe that, you know, Poch and Lamela, because they're both Argentinian, I think that, you know, perhaps they've got a special bond between them. Perhaps because of the language and everything. But you know, some people would rather have Townsend in than Lamela. I don't think you can play both. But you know, perhaps it will come for him. Perhaps we'll be proven wrong at the end of the season.
Okay, and then just before I ask you for your prediction for tonight's result, where are we going to do the damage today? Who's going to cause the trouble? Is it Eriksen and Kane, more than likely?
I think Harry Kane will score a couple tonight, and I still think that he will be the top goal scorer in the Premier League at the end of this season. And everyone who doubted him, saying he was a one-season wonder, you know, he's scored 4 goals so far in the league. That was 4 more than this time last season. Yeah. So, you know, I'm a big Harry Kane fan. I knew it would eventually come for him. And as I say, you know, even though he had a couple of gifts last week, he still had to be there. And as a striker, you know, if a striker's not scoring goals, people normally get on their back. But as a player,
from Eriksen's cross where he made that tiny little, it's only a 3-yard run, but it's so important when the confidence isn't there. You're like, oh, do I or don't I? He was totally with it, and it was a brilliant finish on the half volley as well.
But I think that, you know, tonight it looks like it's going to be a goal-scoring game. It doesn't look like it's going to be a 0-0 draw. You know, you've got Harry Kane who can score goals. You've got Eriksen who can score goals. Dele Alli loves to get forward. You know, Lamela, depending on what game he wants to have. You know, so we've got a team who can score a lot of goals at the moment, and you know, we've got a goal difference of +8 at the moment. You know, with 10 games gone, it's fantastic.
I know, it's unbelievable. And the thing as well as that is, of course, our defence is so much more solid than it has been in the past. So I think that's why I'm saying stuff like new Spurs. Now let's hope that this confidence that we have isn't shot to shit by the end of the game. But one last thing, prediction, scoreline.
Prediction, I'm going to go for a comfortable 2-0 win, Harry Kane to get both.
Chris Cowlin says comfortable 2-0 win, Harry Kane to get both. And if you missed it, he also said he thinks Harry Kane will be the top scorer in the whole Premiership this season. You can hold him to that later on, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Twitter @SpurredOnTV. And remember, come on, you Spurs.